We need some drama.
Well,
That's
Really
true.
though. It's been too long.
we'll see what this episode can provide. Welcome back to All Chat, everybody. This week's episode, we are going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to be playing a little game. We're going to play Winner Stays On with Crystallis. Aiden put together yet another game for our guests. But at the top of the show, we are going to talk about some unfinished business, gentlemen. You three are going to give your top sixes for next TI. But do you know why I'm going to ask for your top six for next TI?
I don't.
I don't know.
No,
Why.
Cap. Why are you gonna do that?
Thank you, Aiden. I appreciate it. That's exactly the question I wanted to hear. Well, last time you were here, Remco, you guys closed out the episode. Aiden took charge, and he gave his top six for TI 2025. And we are going to go over that list with you guys. Do you, since you don't even remember that, I doubt you remember your top sixes. Aiden started this off. Aiden, do you know why you gave us a list of your top six?
I have no clue. I don't remember this at all.
You were on your Falcons hate train at that point in time. And you wanted to, you said that there's no way that Falcons is going to be the best team at the end of the year. You were adamant about that.
I powered them up.
You said for whatever reason, this team's great. All these players are probably going to win a TI or multiple TIs, but it's not going to be Falcons. Screw these guys. And to prove it, you listed a top six at TI that would not include Falcons. So you are automatically going to be taking an L there. You said Liquid. Of course, you guys were all on a team at that time. Quinn was on Game of Gladiators, Insania, Liquid, and of course, Crystallis, you were on Parivision. So you all listed your teams at first. But Insania followed that up with Game of Gladiators second, Nigma Galaxy at third, which they got top six. So I will give you a point for that one. Spirit.
I feel like, hold up. That's
Okay.
at least 3 points because of how
you were gonna say that.
unreal.
You put them in every top six. If it was like a shot in the dark, like this one event, Nigma's gonna do well. But no, every event, Nigma, Lethan and Gaib, they're gonna do well. And then one out of Broken Clock is right twice a day.
But I feel like Nigma top six. When was the last time Nigma was top six?
Animator.
Did they do well in Bangkok,
like
actually? Or
I was about to say
centuries
Thailand,
ago.
they did do pretty well, but I don't remember if they were 7th, 8th, or top 6.
Yeah, so I don't remember exactly. I know that they were owning until Miracle got sick.
They were 7th, 8th. They were 7th.
I'm sad.
Yeah. So I feel like it's at least 3 points. Anyways, continue.
Spirit at number 4, who obviously underperformed quite heavily. You had Parivision. That's another point for you. And BetBoom. Another point for you. In fact, Aiden, you went so far as to extend that list even further to prove a point that Falcons were not going to be in the top 6. You said Tundra was going to be at 7th and Falcons at 8th. So
nice.
You get 3 points for that. Remco, you put Parivision first, of course. You had Falcons at second. You were the person who, excuse me, Quinn rated Falcons the highest. But you had Falcons at second, Liquid at third, BetBoom fourth. Gaming Gladiators was at fifth, though you did say it as I'll be very nice and say that Gaming Gladiators will be fifth.
Of course. Yeah.
Very gentlemanly of you. And Spirit at sixth. And you said that Spirit, you said it's going to be hard for them to win games with this whole late game playstyle. Now, they were playing with Satanic at that point, but, different roster change. But I do want to give you points for calling out the fact that their late game playstyle is eventually going to go against them. And, well, it did indeed. They ended up outside of the top 6. So you got 3 points for that. Quinn, you had Falcons. Okay. The first team you listed was not your own team. You listed Falcons at first. Well done, I guess. Liquid at second, BetBoom third, Game of Gladiators fourth, Spirits at fifth. But you also gave us 2 extra teams here. You said Parivision 6, but then you also said Gaozu, which was the Ame stack, and you were the only one to say a Chinese team. Period. You listed the Ame stack, so you get extra points for that. So you get like 4 or 5 points. So congratulations, Quinn. You win.
Easy clap.
How do you guys feel looking back on your top 6 list?
I honestly feel like mine is the most impressive. You guys just put boring teams on every position and
I
like.
put Gaozu.
He
Not
put
points.
Gaozu.
Bro,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
okay.
true.
First of all,
Chinese
there's
teams,
no way.
period,
Okay,
weren't
how is
making
hold
top
up,
8.
hold up. Nah, hold up. How is Gaozu the same as Extreme Gaming? Name one player they have in common except for Ame.
Doesn't
team
matter.
that was like
Doesn't
paparazzi.
Everybody
Yeah, it
knows
doesn't
that's
matter.
the
They
case.
have
Okay, but like,
them.
how does that work? Okay, and the Pari Vision, like, team fell apart. Not even the same team that went to TI that we predicted. Same thing goes for like half the teams on this list are just like they're not even the same squads. Do you know which squad was the same? Enigma Galaxy, baby.
God damn.
Okay, I'm curious. You gonna put Nigma in your top 6 this year?
No, they're ass this year. They lost
What?
Ghost.
Okay, we did it.
No,
Nigma's
don't
gonna
say
finally
lost.
make
They
it.
kicked Ghost. They kicked Ghost, which is some unreal sus decision, I will say.
Like, unironically, Ghost was like cooking so hard on the team. I feel like when he came in, he was like, okay, imagine you're replacing Miracle, and the guy comes in and does better than him. That was Ghost. It's like unimaginable how well he was performing.
I mean, we aren't talking about recent day Miracle, though. To be fair,
Hello?
we're not talking about like
Crystallis?
2020 Miracle.
I will
He had a
leave this
legend, of
call.
course.
No. You fixed it. You fixed it.
Did I?
Yeah, you
Maybe I
said
can
he's a
break it
legend,
again.
of course.
I mean,
Don't
of
do
course
that.
he's a legend. He used to be. I mean, that's the thing about a legend, you know. It was like from back in the day. Like legend, you can't be a recent day legend. Doesn't work. Always has to be from in the past. But yeah, it's true that Ghost did do quite well. I do agree.
Do you guys know anything about their new player, Rinsey Q? I believe his name is.
I know that I hate him for my pubs.
He's not good in pubs, that's for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he stole
When
my
I saw
carry.
Vinci Q, I audibly laughed when I saw their roster.
Jesus,
His SF's been cooking based on the games I've seen.
whose SF has
That's
not
like
been
where he went
cooking?
Midas and died like 7 times in lane.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. Everybody has those games.
I mean, my SF has turned into first phase ban. If my SF is getting first phase banned, something's wrong with the hero. That's all you need to know. There's something not okay about that hero.
Why did this happen? What the heck happened?
I think he's got a little buff in his ulti, and like now it's like, you know, it's just hype. +6 damage.
This type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Support pool is a lot better for him, I think.
So this year, can you guys give me a top 6? We'll run this back in 2027.
You can
Bottom
literally,
6?
Bottom 6.
the one I had. Bottom 6 sounds good, actually.
Yeah.
Holy.
Bottom 6
Like-
is impressive because you have to actually predict that they're going to make TI, but
Yeah,
still.
bottom 6 is hard.
I feel like, okay, based on my expectations, bottom 6. Like,
okay,
how
we
much
can do
worse
bottom
than
6
what I
then.
feel like they should do I think they're gonna do? Do
Okay.
you guys want to do that? Or we can
Sure.
do. Oh,
No,
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 let's just
no,
do
no,
top
no.
6. Okay,
Yeah,
let's just do top 6. We can save bottom 6 for another time.
Okay.
Do I start or what?
Sure.
Top 6 this year, I feel like Falcons Tundra are guaranteed.
Yeah.
For doing boring answers.
What would your
And, like,
non-boring answer be?
Non-boring answer.
You know what? I realized, Insania, I'm going to give you 2 points for predicting Enigma Galaxy because now I'm realizing that otherwise you're just going to play it safe. So the more outlandish the answer you give
No,
me,
no,
if
no,
it's
no,
correct,
no,
I'll
guys,
give you
guys,
extra
guys.
points.
The more boring we do it, the better. Any team that features Ame,
You actually think Ame is going to get in top 6 again? This time without Jin Q. Gaoju also had Jin Q.
okay, well played. You found one more player that was on the same team that he then got top 3 TI. Do I think Mouse is top 6 at the end of the year?
Oh, I'm right here.
I know you're here, but I'm honest.
Okay.
I mean, he hasn't said anything about Liquid. That's how you know he's being honest right now.
But dude, I wanted to do bottom 6 so I could list Liquid into something. That's the real reason I wanted to do bottom 6.
You just needed to say them.
I am so tilted at Liquid right now. I cannot even think about them.
Holy.
Top 6. Okay, can you read me top 6 from Dream League?
Yes,
It doesn't
I
matter,
did.
but I need to remember the teams.
Oh. I would just copy paste it.
From Dream League, you have Yandex,
Yeah.
Spirit, Parivision, Extreme, OG, Tundra.
Okay, I honestly feel like Tundra Falcons are the two teams that are going to do, like, I think they're going to be really stable throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
And then I think this year, everything like below that is a lot more hard to say. I think it's going to be a mix of teams performing and underperforming. And like, I feel like if we did this list in 2 months, I could give you a pretty solid answer.
Okay.
But I think we're going to have a lot of different teams placing in like between 3rd to 8th. I think it's just going to be like a mix of all the teams we just mentioned, kind of. But I would say Tundra and Falcons top 2. Boring answers.
So you're giving me question marks for 3rd through 6th?
Okay,
That's
but
what
like,
you're
okay,
giving me right
Yandex,
now?
Mouse, Spirit, in some order. Like, I can't tell them apart. They're like, it's gonna depend on form that day.
I mean, okay, sure. The form of teams is one thing. I understand that. But surely you have to have faith in certain like rosters. When you just look at a lineup or you look at certain names, you
But that's
surely
not how
that's
Dota
like
works.
that's not how Dota works, really.
No, because like, okay, let's say like if the patch was one way, I would think Yandex and Mouse are like gonna cook really hard.
Okay.
If the patch is a different way, then Spirit's gonna be really good. And then I look at like some teams and I just think like these guys are just gonna be pretty solid throughout the year. It comes together nicely, it makes sense. They have proven that they work together well, and like Thunder Falcons. You know, that's kind of like the feel I have for the teams when I look at them right now. I don't feel like there are that many teams that I look at them and I'm like, yeah, these guys make perfect sense together and they're gonna cook. I feel like I'm not sure. It's too many new variables this year. Because a lot of like, I would say teams were just like put together and it's unclear how they're gonna mesh in like in a patch where they haven't played like a billion pubs before even making the team, if that makes sense.
Okay. So
Yeah.
OG, as an example, do you feel like this team is meta dependent? Do you like? I actually feel like they're doing enough right now that I actually have faith in them that they'll be. I don't know if I'm putting them top 6, but I think they're going to be top 8 at TI.
Top 8, yeah, top 8's doable. I feel like, I don't know, I haven't seen enough from anyone really to say that they're like definitely going to be a top 6 team by the end of the year.
All right, Quinn.
Like, yeah.
I mean, I agree on Falcons Tundra. I think it's hard to not put those teams in top 6, most likely. I think I would put. I'm Soxa believer. I think if Soxa is on a team, the team is top 6. Period. It almost doesn't matter who else is on the team. If Soxa is on the team, is top 6. So I put Yandex top 6 because I think Soxa is just like the guy's just Lee Gaib. I put Spirit there because it's Yator and you collapse and you have to put them there. Even though I think this team with Panto, I think Panto is honestly a good player, but I think he just doesn't fit them as well as Pushka does. I don't believe in this team as much. I think they lost a bit of their magic. Like they don't have the aura. Like they lost several finals in a row. Like to me, that's not Spirit. Spirit doesn't lose finals like that. Like I don't know, they've lost finals before, but so frequently they win them. You know what I mean? When they finally get there, like they just run you over in the final, and they have been losing them. Like, and I don't know, they just don't have the aura to me anymore. But I'll still put them there. And then like I think Paravision is a team that could get top 3, or they could completely flame out. Like I think that team is like they will not get top 8. They will be top 3 or they will be 16th. Like I don't think there's an in between. I think that team full heckin' tilts and implodes and they all hate each other or they own. And I think there's no in between with those players. But I'll put them top 6 because I think they're gonna do well and I don't think they're gonna flame out. But I would like it way more if they flamed out because it would be really funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put Mouse in top 6 as well. I think OG could get top 6, but I think Mouse is more consistent and have higher skilled players generally. Even though I think, like I think OG is competitive. I think OG could get top 6. I'll put Mouse top 6.
All right, Remco.
But damn. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously, I gotta put Mouse top 1.
Of course.
Obviously.
Yeah.
My org, I cannot say that it wouldn't be, of course. Top 2. No, and everyone's forgetting about it. Guys, Monkey Business. They are coming back, okay? They are coming back. The team is coming back. Ori, Thompson, they're all coming back. Top 2 is guaranteed. Gonna have an epic showdown in the finals, for sure. I have all the faith in it, to be honest.
If you get that right, I'll give you 10 points. All right?
I will win the whole thing. But, Okay, then third. We'll just put Falcons there, and it's gonna be from the winners bracket, kicked down by Mouse into the third spot, and then they will lose to the Monkey Business team because everyone will lose to them.
Okay.
Fourth place. We'll just say Bad Boom. Why?
Burger Boys, really?
Yeah, I mean, Kira is a legend. Like, I don't know what to tell you. He's gonna own. He's gonna get top 4. I think Aiden is wrong. I think Nigma Galaxy will make top 6 again. So I'll put them on I'll put them on 5th, just because it's like, I think they probably will not be the same roster by that time. I would hope. But I think they will reach it. They will get there. They'll get there. And then top 6. Who am I missing? We'll put Team Spirit there, I mean, I would actually want to put Bounty higher, but the other teams are just like, they're kind of set in place. So like, I feel like it's almost impossible.
Yeah, Monkey
So
Business is definitely set in place at second. Agreed.
What do I think?
So you think Perry's flaming out then?
I mean, when is Astini at? You know what I mean? We will see. I don't know. We will see.
I mean, Remco, you definitely backed up Quinn when he said it would be really funny if Pari Vision got.
Yeah, I mean, the chances I would say are, not
It's not
there.
0 for sure.
It's definitely not 0. So, we will see. It's a 50-50. If you want to put them in, you can. But I think you're absolutely right in saying they could just bomb out as well. It's a decent chance. So
yeah,
I would not put them in the top 6. I'll go on the other.
I feel like there's insider information going on right now.
What insider information?
I don't know what's happening,
Dude.
but based on this answer, I'm getting the feeling that something's happening with Party and Scrims.
No, I don't know Jack about scrims. Maybe
Not
he does.
you, but I feel like Crystallis is like, he knows something that he can't say.
First of all, I played with them myself. Okay.
Yeah.
So I obviously know things. But second of all, yeah, I mean, okay, there's some things I do also know. But just look publicly. Like, look at Astini. Why is Astini not there anymore? I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened, but I think you can infer yourself what might have happened, and you can probably, you guys had Astini on as well, I think. So like, you can probably kind of feel out what kind of person he is and how he might act, and then you can like come to, I would say, like some conclusions about what may or may not be going on at times.
Okay.
Who's to say though?
This is a great segue to talk about. Let's go back. So you were on this podcast last year. You had just joined Parivision. Shortly after, you will be kicked for Satanic.
Yeah.
So how was your time on Parivision? Let's start with that.
I mean, winning a tournament is fun. That was good. So that I liked. Other than this, I spent some time in Serbia. In that bootcamp, that was, manageable. Other than this, like, you have to understand the way I was in this team is that I was sitting there while 4 of my teammates are arguing in a language I do not understand. Maybe sometimes I know like 1 or 2 words that I probably shouldn't know, and then that's it, And then we go on to the next day. I wake up, I come to scrims, talk a bit in the game, and then outside of the game, it's just they go have fun. And then maybe I talk a little bit to Astini, and that was kind of like the whole experience, I wasn't like too, let's say, involved some of the times. I was just there doing my job.
How was your time with Astini? Did you like him as a coach?
Yeah, I like Astini. I think Astini is a good guy. I feel like he does quite a good job as a coach. He tries pretty hard. Overall, like I do like him. Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
he's a good person.
Talking about the team culture there, I'm guessing shortly after they started doing the thing where they would speak in English, they agreed that it was too toxic to speak Russian to each other, and they started speaking in English to communicate. Did that never happen while you were on the team?
No. I think that conversation we already had at one point. That the reason that they thought it was better to speak in English in general was because of the toxicity. So they already were pretty much like doing it, especially in the game. But I think I would imagine that even right now, even after they said this, I guess more publicly, they probably still like they're doing it like the same way. Where like if it's about Dota, they might talk in English, but if it's about other stuff or just random banter, they might, I would assume, still talk in Russian. I don't think that they would like fully switch at all points that they're doing anything team related to English all the time.
Yeah, that sounds unlikely.
I don't think they would do this. Yeah, I also, from from my time there, I would not imagine they would do this. I think it's very unlikely, especially since now they have even more like Russian speakers than they did before.
Got it. So you ended up getting kicked for Satanic. How did you feel about that?
I mean, what would you imagine? I just won a tournament. I just went through Christmas and New Year's, and then you get told a week after that you were kicked. Obviously, I wasn't too happy about it, one could say. One funny comment I remember as well, going back to Stini, that Stini said, I already know I'll be next, and it seems like he indeed was right about that one. Yeah, I mean, it obviously it feels bad, especially like being kicked mid-season, everything as well. It makes everything feel like, I think, even worse. But such is life, such is Dota. What are you gonna do about it, right? So that's just I mean, I went to start streaming for like a month. That was an experience. My little coping stream for a month, and after that, I just went back to pro. Yeah, that's just it.
Can I say I really enjoyed your stream for that 1 month.
Yeah,
me too.
Your streams are really, really good.
I mean, most
They
people
were
did.
honestly really good.
Yeah, but I didn't get paid enough. What can I say, man? Unluck. Needed more viewership. What if I just won 2 TIs and I would stream, and then I would have 20k viewers like Thompson or Yatoro when they put their streams on? That would be good. But I did not win a TI, so I would not reach those numbers, sadly.
Okay, so now the goal is to win TI, so then you can retire and become a streamer and get big numbers?
You know what? I hadn't thought about it that way, but to be honest, yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty good, actually. Why not? I can go I can go contest with XQC and Fortune on their Minecraft speedrunning streams. That'd be pretty funny.
Oh, the bags in the freezer.
Yes. that would be good. That would be good. That's a good idea, actually. Good motivation. Yeah.
All right. So how did you end up joining Tundra? Who contacted you about that?
Nata 33 just asked me if I wanted to join, and I'm like, I'm miserable here, please. And then I joined, and there I was a month later. Pure coincidence, I guess, that the Rod show wasn't playing anymore. But yeah, it just happened like very, I would say like casually, like, we need a carry, you want to play? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then there I am.
Okay, so how was your time in Tundra going through that season, going into TI?
It was I would say like a little more fun. It definitely I think was nicer than with Barry, because I also had like BZM to fuck around with. It was like I'm pretty friendly with. And then the teams are overall just a bit more. I think it clicks like a little bit better in general with like the humor, the jokes, whatever. Everyone speaks English all the time as well, which helps. It's just like it was all right. It was okay. It was pretty fun. I don't know if I have like something too bad to say about it. Obviously, getting kicked from there as well feels a little shitty, but so be it. But the time overall, I think was, just good. I think it was pretty casually good in a nice way.
For TI, you guys were missing Whitemon. From the outside looking in, everyone has very high praise for Whitemon. They say he's like a goated 5 position. The team should be entirely different with him gone. What was it actually like for you guys playing without Whitemon?
I mean, I think first of all, Toby is like a good friend of mine, so I'm really like pretty chill with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I know people like really like to try to like figure out and understand why, like, let's say our performance there was like not as good, and then like look on, it's because Whitemon is here, or because Toby isn't here. But I think in the end, usually it just comes down to people anyway. Like the reasons are usually very different from what people think they really are. I think the reason that TI did not go like as well, for example, is not because even we had a stand, and I think it could have just as well gone just as bad if we had Whitemon. There's just like always like a lot of things that like go on like in a team that people don't know about, that I think has a pretty significant impact on how the team does. And I think in this case it was something else that wasn't related to Whitemon. Obviously it doesn't help. Like if Whitemon was there, I think probably would have done a little bit better in some games because we're just more used to it. And it was also like a bit too sudden that he got replaced in the end, which was not, it's obviously not optimal or great for us. But it's also that, especially with the way Dota works, just in general, it's not like a guarantee that if Whitemon was there, it would be like significantly better for us, because there's always like a lot of things that you have to like work on in a tournament, and whether you fix them in a tournament or not is usually very almost, I don't want to say luck dependent, but it's usually very, you don't really know what's going to happen while you're there. trying to do the best you can in a tournament.
So you don't feel like you got robbed? Like if he was there, like you would have won or would have been easier?
No, I wouldn't say. I feel like I don't think I feel like I got robbed. No, that'd be a bit extreme, I guess.
Fair.
Don't think it was like a full-on robbing.
All right, so coming out of TI, you get kicked from another team. I mean, I feel bad for you, but then you find your place in Mouse. How does Mouse come together in the first place?
It was like super like last second. I expected to be like mega chilling for a few months after that season, but in the end, it was just like a thing where Mouse needed a carry player. I was probably just like their best choice available, so I got messaged. I like talked around a bunch. I was also maybe looking at some other teams at that point, and then yeah, eventually I just ended up choosing Mouse out of the teams that wanted me, and then I just I joined them, and here we are. Seems like it was a pretty good choice.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question that I don't think I would ask many other pro players this question. Do you think that your kicks, do you feel like you are unfairly being kicked? Do you feel like you are underrated as a player? And the reason I'm saying this is because you have an aggressive play style. Would you say that's fair to am I accurately describing that way?
I mean, I can say a lot of things on these things.
Okay.
Even the idea that I have a aggressive play style is like already a little bit weird, because I feel like now if you watch me in Mouse, I don't think that like I'm really that aggressive at all usually. I'm a lot more focused on just like my own game, playing like DK, AFK farming for 15-20 minutes, doing like almost nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it largely depends on like the team that I'm in, how I will end up like playing or how I will end up trying to play. So I would already say that like the play style it depends on the team I'm in. If I'm playing with Mouse, for example, Boom will play in a way that allows me to just AFK farm those 15-20 minutes and then come in and like finish the game off, as we did in a lot of games. But if I'm playing with like Netta, I might be like doing this, but then when I get my timing, Netta will still be farming the 2 camps next to tier 2 tower on his offlane, and then like, okay, like where do I go to make the move? Where do I go to make the pressure? Where do I do this stuff? I think it just depends on like the team and how they decide to play and what their players kind of want to do, and trying to like find the right solution to that. So the way that I play as well, I think largely like depends on this. In my eyes, it's just how I see it.
Okay, I can totally see that. So for Tundra, I would say at least you are more aggressive carry in that regard.
Yeah, like as my coach said in Tundra, I was the bitch, pretty much, and now I'm not in Mouse.
Okay. Can I ask you about that?
Yeah.
Because I feel like also to build off of what Cap said, because I feel like there's like 2 types of carries. There's like Egoisto mode, Satanic, Yatoro, everybody, you get them, and then there's like the scapegoats, you, Mickey, Skeeter, like if game goes bad, it's because you didn't make enough moves. If the game, like you couldn't carry the game because you're like always underfarmed. Or
you're not high enough net worth.
Exactly.
Time.
There's no way. It's always your fault.
Yep.
It's like, Skeeter, Crystallis didn't hold on to his tower for long enough. He can't carry the game,
Oh, no.
Exactly. It's like the scapegoat carry archetype. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, just to add to what you said earlier about are the kicks unfair? I think it's just like that category of player that is adaptable, that can do multiple things, that can like sometimes he does this, sometimes he does that. Because they have such a broad way of playing, they just get blamed more. Because you're essentially like saying, I'm taking up all this responsibility. I'm willing to do all of this. So you're also probably going to get it wrong sometimes a bit more, I feel like. And I think that's like whereas like Yatoro, he's just going to hit creeps. You're never going to say, oh, Spirit lost because Yatoro didn't connect to enough fights. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He didn't make enough early game moves. Like, you're just never going to say that.
Yeah, I think what you say is true. I think it's also largely like the idea of just egoisto playing is something that I also try to sometimes do, where like just simply having the idea in your mind that you're only playing for your own game and nothing else will always automatically make you far more, make you die less, make you do less bad moves or bad dash or anything. I feel like it's like naturally that thing. For me, it's almost like more of like a mindset idea where like I think that some players are just naturally more inclined to take that like egoist mode playstyle and make it their own, while maybe the scapegoat players, they're usually I think a bit more lenient in like what they're doing, and that just automatically makes it like if another player is very strong in what they want to do, and you have a lenient player who can kind of like feels like it's okay to go both ways, then yeah, if you have two players who, for example, would go the strong way of the egoisto mode, you'd probably get some clash in the team and it would fail. It's why all the like all-star teams generally tend to not do that well. It's because I think you have multiple egoistos who are like battling for the farm, but there's not enough space on the map to like make it happen. And yeah, I think usually that's why you need some of the scapegoats and more lenient players as well, just to like get it to work. However, I'll also say, because I didn't even reach the really unfair kicked part, I do feel like the kicks are like kind of unfair, and I feel like I'm also maybe I'm like egoing here, but I feel like I got like especially unlucky compared to other players. You know, Skeeter is having a great old fucking time in Falcons. I don't know. I remember when Skeeter got kicked twice like the way I did. I don't know how any other player got kicked twice I did, but yeah, I just keep getting like the boot. You know, so I do feel like for me it does feel extra unfair to me personally, at least.
I'm glad you feel that way, because from the outside looking in, that was kind of the you know, I look at the scapegoat-esque players. That's actually a really great term, Insania. That's a much better term than like aggressive carries. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the names that came to mind are Skeeter, Duraccio, and
to me, these are just
Mickey.
like players that are more flexible, generally speaking. They're willing to like do more than the carries that you think of as like the best carries that will only do this one thing.
Who did you list, Renko? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Matumba, man.
Okay, that name came to the same. I was thinking of Liquid, old Matumba man. I mean, he was the scapegoat there.
He also got kicked for that, which is crazy.
True, actually.
That's unreal good, and he got heckin' kicked for the same thing.
Yeah. What was the org that he joined afterwards? The
Chaos.
Chaos. It was Chaos. Yeah, that's what I thought.
He joined Chaos and got.
Oh right.
Yeah.
But holy, that qualifier! If you guys like, somebody wants like Prime Matu, go watch that qualifier. How he like literally dragged that team 1v9 throughout the entire class.
Yeah.
Is it different on mouse? Because I feel like on every other team that you've been, you haven't been like the most experienced guy or the guy with the best results coming in. But I feel like on mouse, you're like, it's like you, Mid1, and Celery, probably like a bit more experienced, played a bit more. Do you feel like somebody else gets the scapegoat treatment, or do you still have like that kind of like vibe on the team?
I mean, the problem is more that we've first of all like done really well for the time we've played together, like as a new team. And I don't see anyone really necessarily getting the scapegoat treatment. I guess sometimes it might even be Mid1, but even that's like kind of rare. I think actually, if anyone sometimes gets it, might be him, because Mid1 has a thing where like if he like there's a lot of games where he stomps it almost solo, right? He is like super early game active and does really well. But then sometimes he'll have like a game where he makes one mistake and then he tells us to do the same thing. He makes the second one, and then it kind of like snowballs a little bit much because he keeps trying to like do this active thing, even though it's already getting like pretty hard. And sometimes I think you might get some idea of like a scapegoat for that. But then again, the only reason why these things are happening is because he's willing to play this very active space making kind of role. And then sometimes, as I will know as well, it goes wrong and you look like you're shit. But then again, you know, because the thing is, if it's not Mid1, right? And I don't feel like I'm really the scapegoat either in this team. I think it's very hard to do it or to call me that, because my net worth is the highest, and that's what people usually look at. They look at net worth, and if your net worth is high, you're like a legend, and if it's low, then you're like a bot. I feel like Boom is not a good scapegoat either. I feel like Celery or Yamich is not a good scapegoat either. So I don't know. Right now, I feel like no one's getting like a mega scapegoat treatment in Mouse. I think it's also different because in Mouse in general as a team, compared to other Mouses, I think, compared to other teams, not other Mouses, compared to other teams, we are a little bit more of like, I think, more strategy oriented than maybe some other teams are, which automatically kind of means that everyone's just like all in on like one idea. And if that idea fails, then you fail as like a whole team. You know, everything just falls apart together instead of like one person falling apart a little more than the other a lot of the times. That's at least how I see it. But again, it's only 3 months. It's a little bit of a short time to say. Maybe in the next few months, a new scapegoat shall arise. You never know. It depends what the Reddit moderators decide. You never know.
Do you like that style? Because if I look at this team, like ImmortalFaith teams are interesting to me because there's not that many coaches that feel that heavy-handed. Like I never worked with the guy, but when I hear about the guys, he's pretty opinionated, and it's very much maybe not his way or the highway, but he wants it his way. And compared to like your prior teams, it was like Heen and Moon who the coaches. They were definitely not driving the show compared to the other people. So how do you feel about that dynamic change?
I mean, I think it's honestly overall like totally fine. Again, it's maybe part of the malleableness part that Nasinia mentioned, but to me, I have like most of these ways can kind of work. I think everyone always has some kind of driving force in a team anyway. Like in Tundra, I would say it's much more like Netta who does this, and then it is like Moonmeander. In Secret, it is much more like Puppy than even Heen or whatever. But there's always like I think one guy who kind of drives something, and I think if the one guy has like a good idea that like works and it kind of is proven to work, then I feel like it's like no issue to follow that idea. I think with ImmortalFaith, it's like the same case where he just has like an idea. Who I think that even with teams in previous seasons, he has proven that like his idea kind of, if it, it kind of works, right? It seems to do pretty well. They did it with Viking GG, and I think maybe one team before that, even I don't remember exactly. But I don't know. I just feel like it's just like an idea that people like want to play around, and if I don't think it matters if it's a coach or a player who brings that idea out in the people that he plays with.
Okay, so you're just sort of bought into it, and then like because watching from the outside, it's very like there's a lot of like you're playing double melee offlane a lot, you're dragging waves and stuff. Is there any like worry in committing to the bit there that like okay maybe the patch changes and now it's like more like spirit type offlane, so you're playing like range plus typical offlane, or like the meta has shifted in a sense? Because
yeah.
I was also
and what you mean you could even say might be happening right now. It's kind of weird because like there's obviously a point where sticking to idea too much can always like go bad, but then you just need to have like the trust and hope and faith in your teammates and everyone else around you that they will see it like the same way and that you just improve together into a let's say like a nice direction, and then you just steal someone else's strats, and then easy game. It always works.
You brought up Puppy. How do you think? So when we talked about Parivision, Puppy coming on coach, I asked Quinn and Aiden, and they're like, we don't really know him that well. So can I ask, how do you think Puppy is going to be as a coach for Parivision?
I have no idea how he would be as a coach. I feel like it's very hard to tell. I can see it being better, I guess, because I feel like if he has less stake, I guess directly, it's easier to let's say like be like a bit more managed and like have just how do you put this like nicely now? It's very I'm very much seeing how I can navigate this nicely. It's more just like I think he has at times like good ideas, and I don't think his Dota's like bad, but I think as a team he has some things that can make it a little difficult to play with him, and I feel like as a coach those things might kind of go away and only the good ideas are left in those cases, and I think for that reason like it might be good for the team he plays with and himself as well. But again, the thing is that these things only time will tell. He is working with a team that can be a little bit more on edge, so to speak. So we'll have to see how well this ends up like getting managed for everyone included.
I mean, he also doesn't strike me as like a vibes guy. Like there's some coaches who are vibes guys, like maybe they have ideas and stuff like that, but they're also there because they're like one of the homies and people like them, and they're like they're smoothing things over. He does not strike me as like a smooth over. He's like I don't know the guy.
He would be more like ImmortalFaith kind of style probably as a coach, which again it can be fine, but it depends a lot on how these like dynamics in the team end up working with each other. It can go right and it could go disastrously wrong. You have no idea. By the way, on the note of this, do you know Coach Heen, Quinn? Do you know Heen?
Like I don't know him at all.
No. I know Heen somewhat.
I mean, do you know him? I mean, I can talk so much with this guy. He's like literally the most legendary person I've ever been in Dota. I love that guy so much. Oh my god,
really?
He is the peak of the vibe coaches. He is literally the most fun person I think I've ever met. Sadly enough, I don't know what he's doing right now anymore. He's not really in Dota, but oh my god, the only reason I just wish he came back to tournaments. I really wish I would see him there sometimes. It's like so sad he's not there anymore. But oh well. He is such a legend. You have no idea.
Can you give us an example? Do you have a Heen story or anything
the thing
you
is,
remember?
Why
was he such a good vibe coach?
I barely can. It would be a problem. I barely can. But oh my god, is it always the funniest shit ever you've heard in your life? Even just like normally, he would like he would like sit and play custom games against Puppy, and then every single time for whatever reason, Puppy would beat him almost every single time. And then whenever he started getting beat, you would like hear him while you're like playing your pub behind you. He would be like Shiba, and he would start swearing in Korean for like through like whole fucking lines of sentences every fucking time he would do this. You would just keep playing your pub, and he just keep doing this shit. And then Puppy would like come next to him and like pretend to like shake his hand because he won again, and then he would just start doing like fucking Shiba. I don't know. Every time this guy he's such a legend. He was so funny.
Korean coaches have the charm.
I don't. He's the only Korean coach I know, but like, my God, he left an impression. Dare I say, holy, he is like a legend.
That's funny because
I miss
I
that
feel like
guy.
I talked to Heen so much at events, but he was always so calm and composed
Yeah,
that I
but
never saw
that's
him
part
get
of it.
animated like that.
It's part. No. Yeah, but that's part of why it's so funny. It's because he does have like a very kind of like at its base stoic output. You know,
It feels very
and
professional.
he is. Yeah, but he is also he also is this. But then there's times where he just like he breaks out of it in like the most hilarious ways possible. It's just this guy's just insane. He's so fucking funny. Oh well,
This
I don't know
this
where
thing
guy
reminds me of like the Zai mouse clicking, because Zai is also like very calm, very just like chill dude. And then when you like hear the fucking, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but like he would just smash.
I can't hear, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything, but he just like smashes his like mouse key. You done goofed, but it's like the same. It's really funny. It's like, yeah, if it comes from someone that's always raging, it would probably be tilting as fuck, But like,
yeah, exactly right. But because
Yeah.
it's someone who like you kind of know that they're like half joking like to begin with, right? So it kind of ends up being like really, really funny for this reason. It's like the subtlety in it. It just makes it absolutely hilarious, I think. Although he is not subtle. He is not a subtle man. No way.
Do you know what custom games they were playing? I know somebody's gonna know.
They were.
It was Mirkwood at the time, wasn't it?
What?
Wasn't the Battle of
Is
Mirkwood
it
or something like that?
one?
I don't know if that was a custom game. I think it was either Atomic War or some other
I mean,
one.
Mirkwood was
I
a
think
thing for sure. I don't know if it's the
like
right
that.
time.
That was definitely that
Mirkwood
era
was definitely a
where
thing,
people
yeah.
spamming Mirkwood. That maze thing where you like level up your characters and like 1v1 each other.
I think this is a Neta question. Neta is
Maybe.
like the king of
Yeah.
all of these.
I mean, he does definitely play them a lot. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
Mirkwood that Heenan and Poppy were playing against each other. I think it was mainly like Atomic War and one other game. Maybe it was Hero Gladiators. I'm not entirely sure. Some game like this though. It was always hilarious. But I don't remember Mirkwood myself. I think I would have joined if and I would have remembered if it was that game most likely.
I feel like, how would you say? Because in my impression of coaches, I would say Estini kind of fits into like the similar category as ImmortalFaith, but I don't know how correct that is. It's like more of like the draft, have an idea, have a concept, have like this kind of direction Dota-wise.
I wouldn't say it's. I don't think that's similar. He's not a vibe coach for sure, but I think he is. He's a bit less like heavy-handed in his like specific ideas, and I think he tries to add on more than he does like the other things. I think it's just about adding on for him. He gets whatever his players want or like or think is good, and then he adds something else on top of it to try to make it better, as opposed to maybe like ImmortalFaith, who has like his own idea that's already like there in a very strong sense.
And do you feel like these ideas like these are the best heroes of the patch? These are what you guys are picking, or is it more like this is how we need to play the map? This is how we need to like progress certain objectives. This is like we need to do this at this time. This is the most important thing. Like, in what way do you feel like that takes place in Dota or in your team?
I mean, this is all just like a bit of like a spectrum about how hard like a specific coach wants to push. I think like in Estini's case, he will also tell you that like this is like maybe the right place to move on the map and stuff like that. But I just think that they're less. Again, they're like a bit more of like the. I don't want to call it openness per se because that makes one sound better than the other, which I don't really think is the case. But it's just about like how they want to explain or push their ideas and all this stuff. It's just for Estini, it's probably like a little less than a coach like ImmortalFaith, I guess, who is a bit more, let's say, steadfast in his idea perspective. It can also come to like the heroes that you play, where like one coach might want you to play certain heroes more than the other. But it all depends, I think, very much on the different coaches that you get. They'll have like a different way of managing their teams. I mean, the past 3 years I played on 3 different teams, and none of the coaches I think are really comparable to the other. They're all very different in how they act and how they treat these kinds of things.
Oh, do you feel like y'all added a lot of different stuff from different teams? Because you were in like across the spectrum of y'all as players. Y'all been from a lot of different environments. Like Sully played with us for a long time. You play with Tundra. You play with Perry. Like there's a lot. Y'all got a lot of soup coming into the one big pot. And then ImmortalFaith's got strong ideas. How much did y'all like alter his ideas compared to like was it a more of a smattering of different ideas compared to like prior ImmortalFaith teams?
I don't think there was much altering. I think it's like maybe you can say like mid one, he pulls like a whole bunch of completely random ass weird heroes on mid, like Gyrocopter and Venomancer and this random stuff. I guess that's like the most altering that we really like kind of do. I think other than this, it is, I think you learn things from all the teams that you play with, and like different, little specific things that you can kind of bring in to any strategy. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do. But I think with I think in the end we still mostly like adhere to like the core, I think, like principle of the way that usually ImmortalFaith sees Dota as it is like the best way to play it. And I think we just adhere to that mostly. I don't think the other teams did that much to like change that idea necessarily.
All right, Crystallis, we are trying out a new game. Winner stays on. Aiden came up with a game that he wants to play with you. Aiden, take it away.
Okay, so I feel like you've been on a lot of teams, more than most people, and you've played with a lot of different players. And like, maybe I don't know, maybe you don't think it's a cool thing, but I think it's pretty cool because like, at least me, I played with mostly the same players all the time. I feel like every time you join a new team, it's like literally 4 new people.
Mm-hmm.
So I was curious to see who you like consider to be your favorite teammate. So I want you to like keep the guy that you like playing with the most. And that can be like, you can keep him because you like playing with him because he's good vibes, or whatever, like it's just about who you like the most. And if you want to like touch on it between the two, like comparisons, feel free. If not, then we'll just speedrun it. And if you say nothing, I'll just assume like you hate the guy.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fair assumption.
Good.
I get
so first player is Fishman, and second one is Saksa. Who are you keeping, and who are you keeping?
We're going right away there, okay? It
was random. I didn't make this.
Yeah, it's true. It was. I'll say Saksa.
All right, Saksa or DM?
Saksa.
Saksa or BZM?
Yeah, it gets kind of. I mean, I'll say BZM. I've known it for longer. I say it's like a bit of a better friend, but I like Saksa too. But BZM a little higher. A little bit, yeah.
I think this one's gonna be easy for you. But BZM or no one?
BZM.
Okay, BZM or Puppy?
BZM.
BZM or Stormstormer?
BZM. Although I quite like Stormstormer too. I think he's a really, really good person, especially out of all the Dota people. He's like one of the best, I would say. But BZM is funnier.
BZM or Netta?
I mean, like BZM is like too high up there already, so it's going to be BZM because again, I just know him better, and Netta kicked me. I don't know if BZM like I say in this, so like BZM.
BZM or ATF?
BZM.
Wow.
Okay, BZM or Nisha?
Okay, now you're actually on a hard one. The thing is, I have a lot of respect for people like Nisha, who just like come into the scrim or like whatever they have to play, just do their job, and then like fuck off from Dota and go play Falcons the rest of the day. I respect it like so much, It's like this is not giving a shit. I just respect it so much. Well, like BZM, like he kind of cares, but like Nisha, nope, straight to Valorant or CS:GO or something like this. So I'll say Nisha. I'll say Nisha. I like Nisha. Nisha's cool.
Okay. Is there any teammate that you've played with that you would prefer over Niche?
I mean, listen. If he counted as a player, oh my god, he would wipe the floor with everyone here. He would wipe the floor with all of them. But since I think he doesn't count, I can't say he. But he would completely dumpster everyone else. But other than him, I don't think so. Only Heen comes to mind. Only Heen. Every other player, Nisha. Okay, Nisha's quite high up there. I feel like he just has this thing to him. I don't know. He just has this aura that just makes him like fun and just I don't know. I would say Nisha's fair. He's very close to BZM though as well.
So we're gonna try this out. Every episode, I'm gonna have the guest that comes on suggest the next guest and have one question they would like us to ask for that guest.
Okay, I would suggest getting on Tofu and make him. Don't ask him. Make him explain his entire hair routine in detail. Every single thing. Make him explain it. Make him explain it. I want people deserve to know. People deserve to know, and he has to explain it. That's what I would suggest. That's what I would hope you'll do. That's how I'll watch your next episode for sure.
All right, there you have it.
Solid.
I can't promise that these guests are always going to be the next episode, but they are in the docket, and the question is going to be there, and so hopefully we'll be able to get Tofu on. Crystallis, thank you so much for coming on another episode of All Chat, and thank you to all of you for watching. If you guys can, please subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
How do you feel about Tranquil Boots on Treant in your lane? Like, let's say hypothetically, you're laning with Treant, and he shows up with Boots, Blood Grenade, and then he buys Windlace into Ring of Health.
No, that would not
you
make
say
me
that's
happy.
griefing?
I would say that's most likely griefing.
I see. Okay.
Well,
Because-
what
because-
if that player?
did it?
What if that player has an MMR of
no reason.
9,500?
Of
What?
9,500?
That's not the question. That's not the question. What
Yeah.
if that person is a
Who are you
famous,
guys talking
world-renowned Dota person?
He's talking about me.
Someone that everyone in Dota would
Oh.
know.
He's talking about my pub that I played yesterday, which I
And
own,
he's
by the
complaining
way.
that his teammate
Also,
Okay.
is griefing.
Okay.
Boots Blood Grenade is legit for Tree. All right.
And no, wait, hold
Okay.
on. You didn't get to the best part. The Treant is also complaining that his team is griefing.
No, I was talking about the previous one. Also, they were legitimately
though?
self-admitted griefing. What are you talking?
Was he though? Was he actually griefing, Cap?
I was playing an NA, Crystallis. You gotta understand.
I mean,
they just
NA,
straight
like,
up are just like, I'm griefing this game because I hate you.
To be fair,
Cap, are
NA,
you-
you can do whatever you want. It's a Wild West there.
Cap, are
Thank
you
you.
lying to yourself or are you lying to us?
No, I'm not lying to
All right.
anybody. Also,
Goodbye, legend.
the boots comes from the other pro players. I'm just copying them. The boots Blood Grenade. I'm just copying
The
them.
boots Blood Grenade into Windlace into then Ring of Health.
Actually,
that's
yes.
like-
Let's see. Toby, first item Windlace at 2 minutes.
At 2 minutes, though, that's a.
At 2 minutes.
Well,
yes.
yeah, I
So-
mean, it's his
Did he
first
start
item.
with
I don't know what
maybe-
you. I don't know what you want me to
maybe
say.
some tangos in
Toby,
between there.
second item or first item he picks up. He picks up another Blood Grenade at 3 minutes, 7 minutes. Windlace. I don't know what you want me to say.
Any tangos in between there? Maybe. Yes. No.
Probably, but also like
Hmm.
the whole tangos, like passing away tangos, is just less efficient, right?
Yeah,
So
that's-
I feel
that's
like
true.
it's
Yeah, of
way
course, but,
way
like-
less value to buy
think
tangos for
that's
your
cool.
carry. You know.
No, but
think
by
that's
maybe
true.
for yourself, you were literally 10% HP sitting on the side of the lane, like complete
That's
AFK
And
buff.
I got the tranquil boots delivered to me, and I was able to full HP off of it.
You know, you have to just watch the replay. If you want to
Please
lane,
put
it
this
was
in the
Did we
podcast.
win lane? Did we win lane or not?
I stopped watching. I got like brain aneurysms.
I mean, if you won his lane, then it's good. You know, that's how it works.
That's true.
Everything
That's
is stupid
true.
until you win
That's-
with it. So-
It was we had already won the lane off of the kills that I got us, and then I was
Gotcha.
pulling at the same time as the tranquil boots was coming in. So the wave was going to push in, so I had time to play off of the tranquil boots play. You know what I mean?
And you could pull because you were speedy enough to both pressure the lane and then run to the camp to pull it.
True.
I'm
that's a
gonna
good
tell you
point.
this. You know,
Makes sense.
you know,
Makes sense.
Quinn talked about this before. I'm gonna quote a legend of Dota. He
He is
said,
a legend.
"It's very easy in Dota to like make logical conclusions to things that are just bad. Like
That's
it's
true.
very easy to fool yourself into thinking what you're doing is good.
Mm,
And this is like prime example of this.
mm.
And you better put this in the podcast.
Okay, I will.
Griefing
I
Is
don't care.
Maybe you're the one who thinks like this. Maybe you're the one who thinks that what you're doing is the good thing and what Cap is doing is bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe your backseat gaming is actually the real problem here.
I
Dude,
don't
this
know.
bad facet trend on Reddit is so bad.
really
Yo, guys,
annoying.
everybody, stop. It's not funny. It's not interesting. I literally just scroll. Like, it's the biggest case of sorry for you or happy that happened, but I ain't reading all that. Like, goodness sakes.